Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Lauren Werber at Congregation Beth Adam in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, and I am happy to be celebrating Shabbat with you this evening. Let's take a few moments to appreciate the joy and peacefulness of Shabbat and perhaps to learn a little bit together this evening. 6 days we speak. Tonight we listen. 6 days we build. Tonight we rest. 6 days we take care of others. Tonight we nurture ourselves. 6 days we work to change our world. Tonight we are renewed by what is eternal. 6 days we plan for the future. Tonight we are enveloped in the present. 6 days we eat and drink in haste. Tonight we savor the taste of bread and wine and feel the bond of the world that feeds us. 6 days we teach. Tonight we learn. 6 days we hear the clamor. Tonight we listen for clarity. 6 days we struggle to expand our influence. Tonight we are dissolved in a greater influence. 6 days we focus our vision on the task at hand. Tonight we look beyond what we can see. May each of us find our Sabbath peace. Hine matov umanaim, how good and how pleasant it is for us to be together across distance as we celebrate together.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
A blessing for light. For the light of dawn and dusk, for sunrises and sunsets, for the light of love and friendship, for the communities we build and nurture, for the light of truth and knowledge, for the wisdom we seek and share, for the light of goodness and compassion, for the deeds we do and the care we receive, for the light of restoration and peace, for the gift of Shabbat and the light it brings. Baruch ha'or ba'olam. Blessed is the light within the world. Baruch ha'or ba'adam. Blessed is the light within each person. Baruch ha'or ba'Shabbat. Blessed is the light of Shabbat. These are words adapted from social psychologist Erich Fromm. Work is an interference by a person, be it constructive or destructive, with the physical world. Rest is a state of peace between a person and nature. On Shabbat, we seek that state of peace. We seek to stop interfering and to feel at peace with the natural world. We give thanks for these moments when eternity utters a day.
A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind, and joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day. Eternity utters a day. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Some of you know that I do a lot of bicycle riding, which means that I have bike friends. These are people with whom I spend days riding whenever I can. I've had a few particularly enlightening moments with one friend in particular, because, well, here's a little of what happens when we ride. I'm going to tell you a little about this, and then I'm going to tell a story this evening rather than having a guest who I'm interacting with. Okay. When we ride, when I see chipmunks or turtles or occasionally snakes scurrying across the trail, and I guess the turtles mosey more than they scurry, but when I see these animals coming across the trail, I slow down or I swerve a little to avoid them. And then I laugh at my friend for failing to notice and almost hitting them. She, on the other hand, notices colorful birds flying in the distance and interesting architectural motifs along rooftops. And she laughs because I never seem to notice unless she points them out to me. We discovered that when we're riding, I have a tendency to look down, and she tends to look up. And it's with that in mind that I want to share a story with you tonight. In the spirit of Passover, it's a midrash, a story about the story of the crossing of the Red Sea. For a little background, Passover, of course, is a retelling of the biblical story of the Exodus from Egypt. It's what we might call the formative myth of the Jewish people. The story of enslavement, the journey toward freedom, the quest for liberation and justice define us as a people and come from this story. These stories, then, from the Torah, human and flawed as they are, connect us to the heart of those who are enslaved and help us to envision and create a free society. This story that I'm about to tell adds characters to the story of the crossing of the Red Sea, which is, of course, a central part of our Passover narrative, and then to other stories in the Torah. This version is very, very close to the one told in a book called Capturing the Moon, and I'm sometimes even using that story potentially word for word. And so with that, in anticipation of Passover, here it is. Among the many Israelites who left Egypt, there were two people, Shlomo and Leah. They had been enslaved their entire lives, and as slaves, they never looked up. They always looked down. In fact, Shlomo and Leah had grown so accustomed to looking down that they could no longer lift their eyes. Now, when Moses brought us across the Red Sea, we witnessed a great miracle. The sea parted and we escaped from slavery. We all saw it, but not Shlomo and Leah. Shlomo asked Leah, "What do you see?" "I see mud," Leah responded. "I see mud too. What's all this about freedom? We had mud in Egypt. We have mud here." They missed the miracle of their escape. The sea split before them, but they didn't see it. They saw only mud. Then, when we stood at Sinai and heard thunder and lightning and a holy voice and the 10 Commandments, and then we said we would work for a just world, we all did it. We all heard it, but not Shlomo and Leah. Shlomo asked Leah, "What do you hear?" "I hear someone shouting orders," Leah answered. "I hear orders too. What's all this about Torah? They shouted orders in Egypt and they shout orders here." They missed the miracle. They missed the holy voice. They had heard enough orders. Finally, after 40 years of wandering in the desert, we arrived in the land of Israel, the land of milk and honey. We rejoiced as we arrived in the place of our fondest dreams. But not Shlomo and Leah. Leah asked Shlomo, "How do you feel?" "My feet hurt," Shlomo replied. "My feet hurt too. What's all this about a land of milk and honey? My feet hurt in Egypt. My feet hurt here." They missed the wonder of entering the land. Their feet hurt too much. So what did they do? Shlomo and Leah turned around, didn't I have Egypt over here? Shlomo and Leah turned around and began walking back toward Egypt. Some say that they are still wandering in the wilderness, looking down at the desert sand and rocks and complaining to each other. Others say they went back to Egypt, back to Pharaoh, back to slavery, back to the place they knew best, back to the place where they began. Still others say they've seen Shlomo and Leah, or perhaps their descendants, walking among us, living right here and now, wandering about with their eyes cast down, looking at their cell phones, missing all the wonders that are taking place around them all the time. These characters who looked down all the time missed all the wonder, all the joy and splendor around them. But you know what else? They never slipped in the mud. They didn't fall down and ruin their shoes and skin their knees. Maybe they even thought they were happy. Likewise, when I'm riding my bicycle with my friend, I'm the one who's less likely to run into a rock or a rodent. Sometimes we need to look down. We need to look down for safety, but also to see the things that are metaphorically down in the dirt, to see the messy parts of society, to face poverty, prejudice, discrimination, narrow-mindedness, suffering of all types, to face it head on. Sometimes we need to look down in humility, to reflect on where we have fallen short and on what we can do differently. Sometimes we need to look down to jolt ourselves into action. But what a shame to look down so much that we never see the wonder, the beauty, the joy, the majesty around us. What a shame to go biking, but to fail to see the birds that are chirping, or the trees that are flowering, or the brightly colored window frames and eaves of houses. What a shame to be so focused on what is down and dirty that we forget what is pure and lovely and life-giving. What a loss to see and complain about so much bad that we lose sight of the good in our lives, the good in our world. Or maybe even worse, what a shame to get so used to the mud and the misery that we find a sense of security in it, that we think we can be content in it. It's all too easy to look down. And there is lots to look down at. The story of the crossing of the sea and the stories about that story remind us that even when we're trudging through the mud, perhaps especially when we're trudging through the mud, it's okay. In fact, essential to look up. It's healing to be grateful. It is a gift to feel whole and at one with our world. It is life-affirming to recognize the goodness and the wonder that abound around us, if only for fleeting moments. May Shabbat offer those moments, and may Passover remind us to pursue them. May we, in these moments, look up with wonder, gratitude, and joy. And may we commit to the work that enables others to do the same. May it be a Sabbath of peace, a Sabbath of looking up, a Sabbath of joy and wonder. And we are, of course, looking forward to Passover. For those who have registered and will be here in person, we have our Beth Adam Seder this Sunday at 5 p.m. It will also be Zoomed. If you are part of our community, a link will be sent to you. If you're not, you may contact us and we'll send you the link if we're able to do that in time. If you're coming in person to the building, please bring to the Seder or by the following Sunday used plastic toys of various colors, no bigger than 6 inches in any direction. This is for a project called Wings of Hope, and it will be a community-wide art installation. It has a beautiful but also tragic story beginning at Israel's kibbutz Kfar Aza along the Gaza border, and we'll be creating this piece of art as a symbol of hope for the future, sustainability in the present, and the dreams of better days ahead. You can drop those toys off at Beth Adam. They can be, and if you received the flyer, it was a little bit confusing. There was a small typo on it. They can be a toy that is its own toy, small toy, or they can be part of a larger toy that you bring, as long as they're within that 6 inches and any various colors. You can see your email or our website for other events happening at Beth Adam. We turn now to the tenderness and the power of memory. As we celebrate Shabbat together, we pause for a moment of separation, to stand alone, to turn inward, to reflect and remember. We recall those we have lost, members of our families, beloved friends, those whose lives have touched ours and who are no longer with us. We allow ourselves to wander quietly back in time, hearing again the sound of their voices, feeling comfort in the ongoing connection of their lives to ours. We may want to hold time captive, to erase the steely distance between their time and ours. Although they are no longer present, we hold them close through memories of the past, through shared experiences and hopes for the future. We appreciate that their lives give shape and color to our own. Ein bidei amavet hakoach lakormasha tamun balev. Death cannot take that which is locked in our hearts. With our tears, in our sorrow, we remember. With our courage and our strength, we do not forget. Acts of kindness, deeds of courage will remain. Beauty created, wisdom shared is not lost. With our tears, in our sorrow, we remember. Im dma'ot be'einenu be'et evlenu, nishmor al zecher ahulenu. With our tears, in our sorrow, we remember. Zecher tzadik livracha. May the memory of good people bless our days. With gratitude for their lives and with joy at these moments of peace, we celebrate with wine, our symbol of joy. As we lift this cup of wine, tribute to life's enchantments, may we find joy and contentment in our human endeavors. Bruchim hechayim ba'olam. Blessed is the life within the world. Bruchim hechayim ba'adam. Blessed is the life within us. L'chaim. Since Passover is really, truly right around the corner, we are going to close this evening with a piece of a Passover song, probably the best known of all of them, Dayenu, meaning if we had come out of Egypt, it would have been enough. If we had gotten the Sabbath, it would have been enough. If we had gotten the Torah, it would have been enough. In fact, none of it is enough unless we continue to work toward better and better days. But we are reminded to give thanks each step along the way as if it were all enough. Dayenu.
Ilu hoti otianu, tianu mi mitzrayim, otianu mi mitzrayim, daenu, 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 daenu. Ilu natan lanu, et ha-Shabbat natan lanu, et ha-Shabbat daenu, 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 daenu. Natan lanu et ha-Torah, natan lanu et ha-Torah, daenu, 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 daenu,
We close with Beth Adam's final benediction. May we know blessings those who are near. May we know blessings those who are far. May the Sabbath bring its goodness to everyone soon, wherever you are. May we know blessings through the day. May we know blessings through the night. May health be for our children, all things soon be right. May we know blessings in our comings. May we know blessings when we depart. May we live each day with peace and wisdom in each heart. May it be so. Shabbat Shalom.